Nebraska has a loaded recruiting weekend on their hands. The Huskers are hosting multiple big-time transfer visitors. So in today's video, I'm going to go over every single one of these guys, what they bring to the table, and whether or not they're going to commit to the Big Red. So really quick, I have a jam-packed portal update for you guys today. Make sure to hit that like button if you're fired up. And hey, if you're unsubscribed, what are you doing? Now is the time to subscribe. I'm going to ask you a quick question. Are you a diehard Husker fan? And do you want instant updates, talking transfer portal, talking coaching carousel, talking offseason every single day? I got you covered. We have the best family here on Nebraska YouTube, and I post daily content. So please hit that subscribe button. You will be thanking yourself that you did. Road to 9,000. I'm so appreciative for all of you guys. But without further ado, let's get into it, going over every single player who will be in Lincoln today, tomorrow, and in general this weekend for Nebraska. So let's get things started with arguably the biggest name in Lincoln, one of the best players in the transfer portal period. This is Mr. Eric Rivers, transferring from Florida International. I mean, you see the stats right here. 62 receptions, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, averaging 19 yards per catch. This guy is an absolute stud. Now, 1 year of eligibility remaining, listed at 5'11", 175. We talked about him earlier this week. This guy just knows how to make plays, knows how to get open, good hands, good speed, good after run after catch ability. He has some physicality to him. So yes, he can block, and Nebraska has really been aggressive going after him and going after other wide receivers as well. They really made him a point of emphasis specifically, but they've been after about 4 or 5 wide receivers. It's pretty clear to me that Dana Holgorsen is not too happy with the wide receivers who are currently with Nebraska, minus maybe a Ja'Cory Barney. So he's trying to really overhaul that room. You could get a guy in Eric Rivers here who is an absolute stud, who has NFL written all over him. This is your Trey Palmer type of guy. You want Trey Palmer 2.0. This is it. Nebraska is trying to lock him down. Now, it should be mentioned he will be here on Sunday through Monday. He's just coming off of a visit from Miami. He's also going to take a visit to Penn State and Colorado. So those are the other schools you should watch out for. Nebraska is in the thick of things for Eric Rivers. They'll really like where we stand with this wide receiver. Let's go to the next one. We talked about this guy on the channel yesterday. Absolute stud, Cameron Olds, one of the best players in the MAC. He will be on campus this weekend. Now, he's making his rounds. He was going to LSU. He's going to Virginia, some other ACC schools. So this isn't going to be a lock for the Huskers, but we're talking about a guy who is literally Kent State's only good player. Again, pretty much a really good pass rusher, 42 tackles, 6 sacks on the year, 1 interception. So I really like Cameron Olds as a player. 1 more year of eligibility remaining. So kind of a stopgap guy, but we just need bodies on this defensive line. We need guys who know how to get to the quarterback. We need guys with high upside. I really like that Cameron Olds is constantly getting better. He didn't really play. As you can see, 2022, 2023 really didn't play. Broke onto the scene in 2024. Just imagine how good he's going to be next year if he's on that upward trajectory. So Huskers were really trying to get him. It's crucial they got him on a visit. Again, he will be here tomorrow, or today and tomorrow. So big time addition there if we can land him. Nebraska is being very aggressive on the defensive line market. We're going to talk about, as the video progresses, kind of our struggles with the linebacker and DB room. So watch out for me that at the end of the video, but wanted to mention our success in that D line specifically. Now going back to the wide receiver market. Again, this is a guy who's probably the most well-known. I mean, everybody's talked about DANE Key over the past week and a half, ever since we hired Kentucky's wide receivers coach. Nothing's really changed with DANE Key. He's coming on campus. Nebraska's still the heavy favorite here. He visited Illinois earlier this week. Again, I'm not worried about it. Nebraska, more likely than not, will land DANE Key. Again, good player, 1 year left, 6'3", big body, can go up and get jump balls. Just know that whoever Nebraska takes, they get to pick the litter. They're going after multiple big-time receivers. They can take really whoever they want. So if DANE Key doesn't land here, it's probably because we didn't want him as much as we wanted other wide receivers. So take that for what it's worth. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Dane's coming, but he'll make that pretty official pretty soon. But I wanted to mention DANE Key. He will be on campus this weekend. Let's go to Mr. Devin Neal. Now, this is, again, a veteran guy, 1 year of eligibility remaining, was originally a Matt Rhule commit. I introduced you to this guy earlier, but, Devin Neal will be on campus this weekend. I think he's a lock for Nebraska. He'll commit. all you got to know about this guy, he's a solid veteran, probably not going to start for the Huskers, let's be honest, but we're talking about a guy who, had 74 tackles for Louisville in 2023, had 6 passes defended, 4 interceptions. Like, he's a pretty darn good player, but he's just going to be depth. At worst case scenario, you need depth in that DB room. That's what I like about him. He can play nickel, he can play slot, he can play safety, free safety, strong safety, whatever you need, he can do it. That's what I like about Devin Neal. You just need some bodies. Need some bodies, and you're adding a leader to this defense, but he will be here. So I wanted to mention that. Then we have Isaiah Hunter. I believe he will be here later this weekend, if not early next week, but wanted to mention him. Again, we talked about Isaiah Hunter is probably my favorite prospect Nebraska's going after. Again, he is their Ja'Cory Barney. Cal's Ja'Cory Barney is an Isaiah Hunter. They were so mad to see this guy go. 6'2", 210 pounds, 600 yards last year. Has a knack for getting open. He can play in the slot. He can play out wide. Good hands, good runner after catch, good release. He's very quick. He is fast, but more so he's quick. He has very quick feet. I really like Isaiah Hunter. I mean, literally, I honestly want Isaiah Hunter more than I want Eric Rivers. That's how much I believe in Isaiah Hunter. I believe he has a phenomenal potential. And again, he has 3 years of eligibility remaining too, so he's not a stopgap type of guy. Now, it should be noted, Isaiah Hunter also visiting Oklahoma and Texas Tech. I don't want to get in trouble here, but Texas Tech's been throwing around a lot of money. Not sure where that money's coming from, but they're having a lot of success in the transfer portal against some big-time guys. Hopefully they don't land Isaiah Hunter, but they're throwing around some questionable money. I don't know where they're getting this money from, but their NIL has been doing very well, just to say the least there. So Isaiah Hunter is visiting, and 2 other guys I want to talk about, some specialists. I have some good news here. As of recording this video, Kevin Gallick has not announced his commitment to Nebraska. He's going to be a Nebraska Cornhusker. We'll wait for that announcement there. But this is just a long snapper coming in from New Hampshire. Apparently I don't know the scouting report. I don't know the scouting report on a long snapper. I'd assume he's a pretty good long snapper. Hopefully he is. Yeah, I wish I could describe how good he is, but I just hear that he's good, and he's on campus right now, and I believe that he will be committing very, very soon. As of recording this, he's not officially committed. You can read in between the lines there. Things are looking good there, but this is a guy who, again, will be here. So we found our new long snapper. And then Jack McAllister is on campus right now. This is a punter from Washington. I believe he has 1 or 2 years left of eligibility. Averaged 44 yards per punt. 12 of those punts were inside the 20, so decent punter. I'd imagine he lands with the Huskers too. That's not official, but again, he is here this weekend. So some specialists there. People are going to ask me, Wilson, are we going after a kicker? We are not. So take that for what it's worth. We are not going to land a kicker transfer. I'd be very shocked if we do. So again, take that for what it's worth. All right, guys, those are the players that are coming on a visit for Nebraska over the next couple of days. Now, I want to mention a couple things before we get out of here. We have not had too much success recruiting linebacker and DB over this past week, but I'm going to tell you this, as I've told you guys all throughout this week, this is the preliminary stages of the portal. This is week 1. Okay, there's going to be a lot of solid players who are going to continue to enter the portal over the past couple weeks. Like, we're just getting started. We're just getting started with all of this, man. So don't freak out. If, Nebraska's not having too much success recruiting a certain position, trust me, they will when it's all said and done. We struck out with 2 linebackers, Omar Graham and Phoenix Jackson. We'll be fine. We're going to get some linebackers. We need linebackers. We've struck out on some defensive backs. Don't worry. We're going to get some. We have multiple more weeks of this portal action. So just know, there's not a guy who I've been talking about yet, there's going to be some guys who pop up. That's just what's going to happen. Same thing with the offensive line. Same thing with maybe a tight end. We're going to see. We're going to have success in the portal, but we're already off to a pretty good start. So I wanted to mention that. Again, this is just the preliminary round. We got some more stuff coming. So, again, we're going to definitely go after linebacker heavily very, very soon, along with some defensive backs. But, some guys that we might land probably aren't in the portal just yet. So, don't worry. So, all right, guys, let me know down below your thoughts about every single player who's coming on a visit for Nebraska over the next 2 days. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Big Red, go Rhule, and see you in the next one.